This meeting is recorded by the Parking and Traffic Commission. Any persons present are doing the same. You must notify the chairperson at this time. Mike, we're looking for you. Are you recording?
Yes, we are recording.
We are.
It's recordment.
No, you don't. No. Sorry. I was just making a joke.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Roll call. I, Sebastian Goodwin, here.
Hi, Michael Mullen, I'm here.
I, Jean Wall, am here.
All right. Public comment. So Anthony here from the recorder to, is that for part, as part of public comment or something else?
No, I'm just covering the meeting. No public comment.
Okay. Approval of minutes.
Oops,
Ooh,
from October.
Do we have those?
Is that our last meeting, October, or should that say November?
That might be right.
And that might
what's
be right.
interesting? I might have the old minutes.
So I think let's table that. Because I haven't seen them.
Me either.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll table that till next time.
Would you like me to send them out so that you have?
That
them for
sounds
next time?
great.
All
That'd
right,
be
everyone.
great.
Okay. New business. The mayor is asking to reevaluate parking in the garage during big events at the fairgrounds. Do you know about this at all? Anybody?
I don't even know what our baseline is.
In email,
Okay.
well, we don't now. The neighbors up there charge $25-30 a day. Says, yes, should we be charging more?
Should we be charging more?
Don't know that we charge
No, we don't. So like if there's a big event, we,
parking in the garage during big events. Oh,
So,
probably just normal parking. Is probably what we do.
we probably charge more normal parking.
Probably if we gave parking tickets, we'd make a lot of money in the garage.
So that often people,
Don't
There's a
have,
bus
they don't know
often?
how- they don't know how to pay in the garage. That's a joke. I mean, I think we need to collect money from them for parking if we're going to do something.
yeah, there are a few, I mean, for starters, right now, I think on evenings and weekends, we generally aren't charging anyone for parking anywhere. Which
the
might just,
garage might be, it was different.
But there are no posted signs, so anyone would know.
They aren't ticketed. Ticketing's only from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday.
yeah, I believe that's what, I use the app frequently in the
Okay.
garage sometimes, and I'm pretty sure that
It's not at night.
you can, but they stop charging you at.
So,
Um, so there's a little bit of just that before we even get to a big event, we're like, well, and then what's the one event that we do where we actually shuttle people up to the fairgrounds?
I think
Well-
it's the fair or Green River.
I believe it's just the
Definitely-
fair, right?
definitely Green River does it.
And the Green River Festival, we also pull out the trolley bus.
I believe that they do that. That people do. I've done that in the past, I believe. To the Green River Festival.
Is that a free ride?
It's a free ride.
So more by,
I don't know if you have to pay or not. I don't know if it's free ride. I don't know if Green River Festival pays for that.
yeah, that's
Right.
also fair, right?
So
Yeah.
the mayor, does the mayor feel like we should be making more money on that?
I think that's,
So my stance on that in general is that we should be making enough money to pay for upkeep on the parking. And really our primary purpose is to make sure that people have a place to park at continue to, the town is able to flow with the traffic. So if it's happening in such a way that it's preventing other people from parking there, going about their normal business, and that's one thing. But I think that usually happens when there's not a ton of people using the
Well,
parking.
again, I think that we need to make it clear to people how to pay for parking in the garage, because I don't think anybody knows now that
Okay,
they're even supposed to pay.
so that seems like a great agenda item for next time, right?
After that gets taken care of, then we can discuss what to do for big events.
Makes sense. Yeah. I don't know. I don't like the idea of deciding to up the price or anything for people because other people near the fairgrounds are charging more.
And from to the fairground, I mean, that's another thing. Do you charge the bus, and do you charge them for that?
Um, I would hope that you would work that would be worked out with the festival itself.
Be a place would anybody that parks in the garage should pay the garage rate, because it might be people who are just downtown at that particular time, eating in the restaurants or going to the movies.
I agree with that. It seems like if it is during hours when you need to pay for parking, they should pay for parking.
Yeah. And then you can make money from taking them from the garage to the fairgrounds at whatever rate the mayor wants to charge. I don't think that's within our purview.
No. It does also bring people who are at the festival into downtown. So if they can park for free in the parking garage, that gets them downtown, which means they're more likely to shop at businesses downtown while they're here.
Right.
So,
I mean, I'm partial to the idea that we could consider expanding what our normal parking payment windows are. I mean, I'm a little curious about like how do we determine what a big event is and sort of like what's the cost of like implementing a brief parking, like that seems difficult. I would almost sort of say, why don't we just let it look in a more general way? And then you just might also get some behavior modifications. Maybe a lot of people are driving themselves and we would see more pooling, and that might be good because that's just less cars and traffic when you want people kind of walking around downtown for the event or something. Like, so I can kind of understand that.
you also might get more people parking in places you don't really want people to park, right? Because they're trying to like squeeze in to not pay the parking.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah, and at least that I'm at least partial to like that kind of view that like if it's free, you kind of will get overconsumption. If I made terrible cookies, but I put them out on the counter for free, people might take them and
Yeah.
and they might not have otherwise taken that. And like so having a little bit of that there, and no matter what that is, that's adding to that help for the infrastructure, for like cost like whatever that land is, that's a parking lot or something, is trying to self-sustain. We want to cover our staff members that are out there doing the job and stuff like that. But that's just where I like, rather than look at big events, would we want to just consider a broader, what would be a little bit of a broadening of our current parking regime? That would be something that's kind of where I would be partial to looking. I find it hard to imagine how we make the call and then how we implement collecting a higher, like, is that
Yeah,
easy?
So,
I don't think
I guess I feel like the parking, I agree that like if things are free, then people are more likely to use them. But I think the parking, charging for parking is meant to prevent a problem of there not being parking and having some revenue to upkeep the parking. So if people are parking on a big event in spaces that wouldn't normally be occupied, it's not really costing the town any more to have them parking there. And in theory, having events at the fairgrounds and people here benefits the town. So I would think that, and the cost to try to figure out how to charge more for those time periods probably is more than we would get in benefit, and definitely more than we would lose in potential goodwill from people coming through the town for the first time and being like, oh, okay, this is annoying. They're charging me more than they normally would because I need a place to park. So that I'd be inclined to say we shouldn't try to do that.
You mean if we like specifically had like a premium rate at pre and special events?
Yeah, I mean, that seems like that's what it's saying. Unless the current thing is to waive fees during that time. And that's what the mayor's talking about. Does it say there?
No, we don't really waive fees.
We don't waive the fees. Yeah, so
That's what she says. That's all I got.
I do not think we should be charging more. I think we're charging what we've set the rate. I think that should be the rate.
And again, how are they going to get from the parking garage or parking downtown to the event? If you want to charge on the bus taking
Yeah.
them.
And I do think they, yeah. And people do walk
Yeah,
from
and
the parking
that's
garage.
fine.
It's fine.
Yeah,
So I don't think we should be charging more. Anybody else? Does anyone have that?
I agree.
Michael?
Not for a specific, I don't think we should charge more for specific events.
Yeah.
I think it's worth discussing whether or not our rates could go higher. We want to do comparisons to other towns in the area and see where they're at, if we wanted to look at what times people charge for, but that's in a general way, which would in effect potentially capture some revenue for these types of things. But I think that's maybe that's a slightly different suggestion. So I'll say that that's my kind of recommendation. I agree that we should not specifically charge more. So with that, are we unanimous in a no special? Can I turn this into a minute?
Yeah, I think would say that we feel we should not change our current policy.
And I vote yes.
Should not change policy for big events. But as far as I know, we don't have a policy right now.
Right, so yes, we should to reevaluate parking. So I think we should say here's my proposal.
Yeah.
We're gonna say we do not feel like it's worth reevaluating parking in the parking garage during big events at the fairgrounds.
And again, I vote yes.
Okay. I also vote yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Commission is unanimous that we should not reevaluate parking in the garage during big events.
Oh. A citizen asking for to implement a $500 fine for illegal parking on Hope Street. It's a very specific rule.
It's a very
Rule.
specific rule. Again, maybe dovetails with my view that as far as I
The
recall.
email's on the bottom.
And maybe would we like to look at the email first, or should we,
You want to read it out loud?
Say a whole lot.
Yeah. No, okay, this is from Garth Schoenfeld. Make a $500 a day legal parking on Hope Street at the Hope Street lot. Prospect side. Oh, okay. I have heard about this, I believe. I believe the thing is that they are parking near the Jersey barriers at the old entry to the Hope Street lot on the Prospect Street side. So, and when they do that, so they're not parking on the street, but because where they put the Jersey barriers up, there's room to get your car off of the road
Mhm.
there. But in doing so, you block the sidewalk.
Mhm. Yes, I see. Like there's maybe not a sidewalk, but there's like a cut or
Yeah,
something like
there's
that.
a cut in
Yeah.
because it used to be the entryway to the old Hope Street lot.
Yeah.
So, that seems like, and blocking the sidewalk is an illegal parking thing.
Mhm.
I don't think we need to we need to enforce the current blocking the sidewalk rule, right?
Yes, generally that rule should probably be enforced.
Yes.
Yes.
So it seems like that. Um, and then is there if you get subsequent tickets for the same offense, does the ticket price go up?
I'm not sure about that offense. I know if
There was
you,
a-
I know if you, for example, don't pay to park and you get a parking ticket, your second parking ticket is
But
higher.
isn't that police instead of parking? I mean, who makes those rules? Do I don't remember ever having an opinion about that.
I think there's a thing in there about parking in a legal spot.
Yeah,
Okay,
so there'd be a legal spot, so that would be parking enforcement.
Yeah.
yeah,
And I do think that it could get up to $500 if they continue to.
it should keep going up if you continue to do something.
I don't know where to find the schedule of fines.
I've seen that before. So. Um, I didn't know, I forgot that we don't charge between 11 and 2
In the garage.
in the garage.
Could also generate more revenue, but
Forget why there was a whole thing about that when we switched over. Uh,
I mean, I'm in the E code, but I'd be really surprised if those were spelled out in here.
Here we go. List of parking violations. Okay. Yeah. Restricted parking, $35.
I'm gonna say, Kearney.
Blocking private road driveway, $20. Blocking sidewalk, $20.
Nothing. All of our fines are so low. In general.
Yeah,
So I mean, with respect to Garth's specific request, maybe like we kind of said at the last one, I'm not sure that we want something this particular. But if we want to talk about a recommendation about increasing the sort of the fines, I think,
yeah, we went through them not too long ago and increased them. To
Well,
be right.
they may be increased, they're still like a lot.
It was five, I think it was $5 for a meter violation. And now it's 10.
Is it 10?
It's
well,
10.
wouldn't it solve it to put signage there saying no parking at any time? And then,
That seems reasonable. Yeah. Or, yeah,
and then enforcing it from there?
yeah.
How about car will be towed if parked here?
Yeah, because that is in restricted parking.
Are parking violations like these handled by parking enforcement, or is this kind of in the in-between for GPD and?
I think that'd mostly be parking enforcement.
Yeah.
So it seems like maybe we should, yeah, make sure that that the parking officers there's no reason for them to go out there currently, right?
There's no,
They do go down Hope Street. There's meters on the side near Salvation Army.
So is that something that you could communicate to them
Yeah,
about?
I will remind them to patrol the area.
Yeah.
We can also ask DBW to add a sign.
Yeah, just tell them about that part blocking the sidewalk, right? So, I mean, to start with, we can just give them tickets. I'm not opposed to the sign thing. So we could recommend to the mayor and DPW to put signs up there to, parking. And then there is a question of repeated violations. If we have scoff laws, is that what they're called? I think that's what
I
they're,
think we should, if it continues as a problem, we should talk about it later. Let's start with signage saying no parking anytime.
okay, how about this, Gene? If they're going down there, if the parking enforcement officers are going down there, they could start with a warning, right? And then if that warning doesn't work, they can do a ticket while we get the signs worked out. How does that sound?
Better than $500 is the first.
Yes.
I mean, I understand that somebody would love to try that out to park there. Especially if you had to go to the courthouse or to eat at Hope and Olive or something.
Okay. Do we feel?
Okay. Regarding citizen parking, or sorry, maybe I could skip all that. Regarding parking at the Jersey barriers on Prospect entrance to the Hope Street parking lot, we recommend that parking enforcement patrol area to see if vehicles are parking on sidewalk and issue warning and tickets as appropriate. Okay, something like that.
That sounds great. I am in favor of that.
Okay.
Do we have a second?
I second.
All right, all in favor?
Uh,
Aye.
Aye.
You said you would follow up with parking enforcement?
Yep.
Bicycle pedestrian signage on Turners Falls Road. Okay. So Amy Callahan. Um. Okay, so. Regarding bicycle pedestrian accessibility related signs on Turners Falls Road.
Yes, I kind of know some things about this,
Okay,
but as far as I know, so does everyone know Turner Falls Road in Greenfield?
Is that
Yes,
where you
on
go?
it today on the way home.
You stood on
I
it?
slid on it.
Slid on it.
I'm like, why did I take Turner's Falls Road? I knew better.
is that the one that goes down the hill?
It's the most convenient, if you're gonna walk from Greenfield to Turner's, it's probably the shortest way to do it.
Yes, but
It's
the
also-
most dangerous.
It's definitely, yeah, maybe Route 2 is more dangerous, we'll,
Yes,
yes, they're both perilous.
yes.
All routes, all
All,
walking
yes.
ways too. Anyway. Jean, do you know
Is
what
that
we're
the
talking
one that
about?
goes over the Iron Bridge?
It goes, if you're going north on High Street, you kind of Y off before you get to Stop and Shop.
Right.
I always get them confused.
Yeah.
And there's,
And then it goes down the hill and then goes, and then you like tight corner into that little bridge there,
yeah,
paper factory.
Mhm. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's sometimes called the White Bridge.
Yes.
but there's no room on that for people to walk.
They do anyway.
I know, but I'm just saying, how could you give them space when there's no space to give?
What's this, what are the signs saying?
But right now, there's no,
And what would the sign say?
I don't know if signage was necessarily the only thing that I heard
Yeah.
from what I've heard of people. I think people have seen this as an opportunity area,
Yes,
and it's clear that people do walk that. I
yes.
think Nick is the owner of Sadie's Bikes, and
Okay.
like cyclists would are also like, what's the fastest way here? We kind of would like something worked out here. I don't know. Is that a Greenfield Road?
Yes.
That's ours, right? Okay.
Just to the river, right?
To the bridge.
Up to the, yeah. So there's some questions of, is there something we can do to improve? I mean, maybe it would be worth trying to see
So-
what Nick or Sarah specifically had in mind. I have some ideas
I
myself, but
I
it's all
know,
speculative.
because that's where I was, that's where I was running here from, was the Conley School. And I know there's 3 students right now looking at bicycle things for Greenfield this semester. And so I presume that this is something that's going to come up through that. So I suggest that we see what their assessment is of that road, because that will be a part of their analysis. And then maybe see what they recommend and table it until then.
The speed limit on that is 45 miles an hour, which is
It
too
is, really?
fast. Yeah,
Okay,
which is too
I-
fast for walking and bicycling.
it seems like it should be 25.
Yeah, that's what I'm suggesting is it
Yes.
should be a lower speed if we want to.
That's a great idea, Gene. Okay. Yeah, I think it should be a lower speed.
So,
I
yeah.
don't see any way to paint a path for bicycle. It's too narrow.
It's very narrow. I don't see any way to paint a path for bicycles.
But lowering the
And-
speed might accomplish the same thing if it were enforced.
Yeah, or make it one way.
This was one of the ideas that was floating. So we do close that bridge frequently for sort of projects. And making it one way would kind of inherently probably involve a little bit of the Turner side and maybe Franklin County and FERCog to figure out whose is what and maybe even who's the power company. It might even have some relevant stakes in that. So putting all of that aside about whose it is. Going one way and making a lane pedestrian bicycle
Yeah.
is, and if it's also, circling the other things we talk about quick builds, if it's not permanent, then if another bridge goes down, we can open it back up to two lane and sort of have something that maybe seasonally, even maybe with the bicycle group, and maybe we can do something like even short, like a weekend.
People do it in the wintertime too.
Oh, people do it in the, yeah. But there might be,
Because it's their way to get back and forth, and
yeah,
it's scary. I've been very scared for people.
yeah.
I've picked up a number of people
Mhm.
and given them a ride up that hill because
But it would probably be good for both downtowns to actually have a more
definitely.
integrated.
I wouldn't be opposed to it being just one way, especially for my purposes. It would be great having it going to Turner's Falls, and then you could take the other bridge coming back.
Yeah. Do we want to imagine details or do we just think that it's worth someone picking this up and there's maybe some solutions here?
Well, I think so. The Conway School students are working on it right now. They're looking at so just to give people an update, they're looking at the entire city of Greenfield bicycle infrastructure. So they're going to kind of a plan. So basically, in the sustainability plan, they've recommended a bicycle plan, and so the Conway School is doing that plan. As part of that, I presume we're going to be looking at safety in areas like this and ways to solve that. So it could be signage, it could be, turning it one way, it could be a larger project to have a bike path from Turner Street, Greenfield, in some other place or alongside there or whatever. So I think we should let them do their work and then come back to it once they've done it and see if we can get behind one of their solutions or modify one of their solutions.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I don't think we're going to sit here and come up with it.
No. Well, we might. You never
We
know.
could, we could, but I'm not sure. I think it might take us a while. So I have someone work on it with a little bit more.
Yeah, so they have a lot of, so the students are going to be working on it, for the next 4 months. So
do we even have a recommendation or we just encourage that people look at this?
I think we should revisit it once the new bicycle plan comes out.
Okay. So. Okay. Short and sweet. We recommend that Parking and Traffic revisit the matter when a plan is proposed.
That's good. Oh, no, we'll do when Because that wouldn't be the plan, a plan for folks, because when the,
Or is it the bike, there was a little term.
the
for it.
bicycle, it's a bicycle, the new bicycle master plan. Um, is finished.
Okay. We recommend that parking and traffic revisit the matter when bicycle master plan is finished.
Yeah, I don't
Is
think we
there
need
one
a
second?
vote on that.
Yeah, we don't need to?
We can, right, we can just like,
There we go.
we're not making any.
Easy. Okay,
Okay, quick builds.
quick builds.
Was this your?
This is mine,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Judy, I could, maybe because it might be helpful. I know what quick builds are, but I don't know if everyone kind of has a strong idea of what they are. So I
No.
figured maybe since we're on Zoom, what might be the easiest thing here is I could either log in, or Judy, I could send you a link if you want to share a screen just to get some pictures of what these things look like.
I am not hooked up.
I should be able to do it from here. So you're about to see me join the meeting,
Okay.
and hopefully my microphone's off. Otherwise, I'm going to sound terrible. Oh,
It's
yeah.
off, yeah.
Okay, there's an image of me and an image inside. Okay, sorry. Stop looking. So if I share my screen, it's disabled. Are you the host?
No.
You're not on it.
I am not hooked up to it
It's
at
on
all.
there.
It's on there. Yeah.
Is there a way on there to say, make someone host?
I could also send Jean, can I comment in the chat? I could send Jean a link and then we can all look at my computer.
There we go. Yeah. Never worked with that.
See, me neither. Host
Cool.
rules, that makes seems.
I'm happy to do this
Share
locally.
screen,
Share
but
screen.
nobody's connected to it unless.
Okay, let's see. If you now try sharing screen.
Ooh, look at that. Okay,
Uh-huh.
okay.
All right.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
oh, wow. Okay, you see it? All
Yep.
right. Okay, so. Problem. Both when we look at like the sustainable master plan, we have sort of areas that citizens or people have identified as like, hey, this intersection, this street, this block, Turner's Falls Road, someone's experiencing some difficulty. And maybe it's not for the sustainable master plan, but also people come to the Parking and Traffic Commission and say, hey, this street, this area, these Jersey barriers, people keep parking in the sidewalk here. Is there something we could do to resolve it? A quick build is maybe like supposed to be a light engineering solution that often can be done by your local community members, perhaps with some assistance or maybe some level of blessing from your local municipality or governing authority, whoever that may be. But like basically these might be small incremental steps towards like a bigger design change that we maybe don't have the money to do or the resources, but maybe with a little bit of sandbags, a little bit of concrete, a little bit of paint. And these come in various levels where there's like small, very tiny little steps you can do to some bigger projects but they kind of like, and we've done some of these actually in town. So this is maybe just terminology for something that is new.
No, terminology matters.
Yeah.
People get excited about.
But the idea is that is to sort of basically see if there are any community members that are saying, hey, there's a problem on my street or in my neighborhood or this area. We might say, here are some things that you can do, like we can help with, but it's kind of going to make the community more involved in the actual process of saying, oh, I live on Chapman and I feel like cars are going too fast. Is there anything that we might be able to do to help mitigate the speed of vehicles beyond just more enforcement? We know that PD can't be everywhere all the time anyway. And or maybe there's some design elements that make people more prone to speeding and like that's understandable. Is there something we could do to just make that behavior? We want the results. I'm not interested in necessarily punishing speeders. I want people to drive more slowly on my street. That's kind of the thing that matters. I don't care if everyone got a ticket, but everyone still speeds. So it hasn't really solved my problem. So that's the kind of like idea of what a quick build would do, but what are they? So there's a lot of images here, and rather than maybe I'll just try to use these illustrative. Some of it is as simple as, can we put a lively crosswalk? We do this in town anyway, like we kind of see in the bottom picture. Can we?
Yeah, the top left one is just like paint.
It's basically just paint. There are some of those little, I forget what I call them, like armadillos, something like that, where you've basically just created a curb bump out without doing the whole engineering work of saying, hey, I need to, maybe we have a street like, there was one that came up recently. Oh, it has a park on it. It's near Chapman.
That's a hillside park.
There's something where the street's pretty wide. And it's like, hey, we can't really narrow the street. We're not going to be able to make the street smaller. But if we can make the intersections a little smaller, that might make it feel a little bit better for pedestrians. People are out there walking their dog or their kids are playing. And now you have this wider area of visibility and it's also going to make the road feel narrow, which tends to make cars drive a little bit slower. So there are just kind of like different ways of doing this. We see like, we could imagine that picture in the top left being done with just some sandbags. You can do this with just really nice paint. The idea behind the quick builds committee would we be saying, here are some kind of off the shelf ideas. You might have to buy supplies, but here's what's approved. If you buy this, if you use this, let us know what you're doing. What I think would be great is we could partner with some of the resources that like GPD has. They have it's not much, but they do have at least one traffic monitoring system to be able to do a pre and a post and actually see if that works. And if we have something that works, then we're able to kind of say, oh, now when someone else comes in and goes, hey, there's this problem on my block, we go, you know what it's not necessarily, do you know what the town did after a lot of conversation and complaining a few years later, but in a couple months, you could have this up and running.
Right. Yeah.
And maybe some of these are temporal. Maybe they have problems where in the winter with snow removal, they're a problem. It's the quick build it, like you could take it down.
Right.
But if it's a really good idea, then we could start using those to start saying, hey, here's the before, here's the after, here's how it worked. Mass DOT, do you have money for us? Like we might be able to start channeling that into some like specific grant proposals.
Right. Like on the upper left, upper right, I see that, right? Where like they're trying out. There's potential there with the straw bale.
To make a chicane.
So they're trying out a chicane there, right?
Yeah.
And so then people can get used to it and decide whether it's worth getting actually engineered and reconstructed there.
Yeah. And there could be a step that's like, you might look at that and go, they kind of work, but they're ugly. Can we get planter boxes or giant bees like on the side of the street that like maybe have some of this effect? So there's sometimes just that there might be solutions on the design side. I think we have a community of people that tend to like getting involved and getting their hands on in things sometimes. So there just might be some leverage there.
And I also feel like creating neighborhood identity through some of these things.
Yeah. So now I guess I'm just doing a quick shot of pictures. I'll send the link out with the meeting minutes, I guess. And I guess I should put the link somewhere here for everyone to look at this if you're watching at home later. But simple things like some barriers to make that curb bump out a little bit more for the pedestrian. It makes them more visible to a vehicle a little bit sooner. And also you might do some of these and find out everyone hates them and they don't work. And I sometimes think that's better than sometimes you do things and you find out no one actually wanted a sidewalk here or whatever that might be. So I just think it at least puts a little bit more ownership on that community, like Sebastian's saying. And so they come in lots of tiers. This is a document, I think, from, I think the Portland metro area. And so they kind of have this type of program where they're supposed to give people ideas. And then I think they're supposed to kind of register or say that they want to do this. And the community basically says, as long as you fit some of these templates, basically, here's what's okay or what the restrictions are. So there's some support coming from the municipality but it's really driven by people having to make a kind of a contribution themselves on some level.
The toolkit here.
It's kind of like here's the approved tools.
Mhm.
And maybe if you get better, you might say, oh, we have paint lying around. We'll provide the paint if you're willing, if you got the hands.
Right.
Or we'll help with it. We have templates so that you're not just painting your marks by hand. But I think some of that's like that's a little bit, I'm like, what's the smallest kind of like increment that we could kind of start something with? So in anywho, this booklet just offers like a number of different types of ideas that people do. And I guess the proposal is that, oh, Jean, yes.
I think it's a fabulous idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so I think the proposal would be just like, and I don't know. So the next question is like, would we just want to make a recommendation to the mayor to look into this and say, where do we go from here? Would we want to be the ones that do this? Would we want like, how do we?
So in order for a change to the street to happen, what has happened? So presumably there would have to be a proposal. So currently, if somebody wanted to do something, I wanted to do something in front of my street, or I wanted something to happen in my street. Wanted to put some paint on the street. How would I go about doing that? Correct.
Well, you can probably, I don't know where you buy street paint from, but you could buy some street paint and you can go out.
Legally, let's go
Okay,
legally.
okay. All right. This is
So if I wanted to do that, I would go to
you
the
probably come here.
DPW. I might come here and we would say, okay, you need to go to the DPW
Mhm.
and you need to get approved by the DPW because they need to prove that it's going to be safe, right? And so DPW would probably look at it, talk to the fire and the police and make sure that it wasn't going to cause any safety problems,
Mhm.
right? And then maybe you'd have to petition your neighbors or something like that.
Perhaps, yeah. Or maybe DPW would just do something and you may never be involved. Like
Yeah.
it's gone from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but there's no clear process currently.
Yeah. I think so, probably.
Let's say you wanted to, let's do a different one that people actually do.
Mhm.
So if your sidewalk is all broken
Mhm.
and you want to replace it, fix it, can you do that?
Think so.
I don't.
You don't think you can? No. So you can't really do anything in the public way.
Mhm.
What about if in the space between the sidewalk and the road,
Yeah.
you want to plant trees there? If you're going to plant a tree there, how do you get permission to do that? Do you need permission to do that?
I know you can plant things, flowers and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah. You should probably check with DigSafe.
Okay. we had this discussion our last meeting, I believe. If you want to do a curb cut, which is not not that different, right? What do you have to do?
There's some requirements you have to meet, but
Yeah,
I don't remember.
yeah. So there's safety requirements.
Yeah, but meeting the requirements and that's one thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you meet the requirements. And then which I think includes safety, right, which DPW does. So I'm just trying to think like,
Yeah.
okay, how would this happen?
Mhm.
So, and where is the thing about curb cuts? Where's the thing about planting flowers is it in the town bylaws?
Or is it? There might be.
Yes.
Or might be. They also, some of this might be largely kind of unsaid.
Yeah. So, okay. So I don't actually know
Yeah.
how this process would work, which means I don't know who you would take this to get it approved. Is it something that you take to the city council and they'd say, great, we're willing to approve these things if, the DPW and the
At what level are you talking right now?
to do
You're talking about not a
that-
specific idea.
well, it would have to
I'm saying like-
it'd be an initiative.
Like, yeah, like how do you get this frame? You're saying how do you get the framework set up
Yeah.
to do this? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Conceivably, yeah. Although that's also that's a recommendation for the mayor to pursue it to that level, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So like what we can do
Mhm.
is we can recommend that the mayor consider
Mhm.
this as a mechanism for traffic calming, right?
I'm gonna stop sharing.
Yeah.
Well, how about, how Stephanie comes to us every year about calming the traffic on Chapman?
Yeah.
How about if we let her figure out a block
Mhm.
to think of a way to do it?
Mhm.
It's just an experiment.
Mhm. Yeah, like we might be able to pilot program, especially if we have a few engaged people that there might be some, well, anyway, however I think these are sort of kind of like your heroes, I guess, of this program is finding folks that do it that way.
Right.
Is our recommendation still that the mayor
To
develop?
me, it should be somebody comes to us with a problem and we say, how about looking at this program and seeing if you see something that would work on your problem? Let them be active.
Yeah.
So that's the way the courts work, right?
Yeah,
Right? Because you can't have a court case if you don't have a person
right.
to,
You have to have a case.
you have to have a case. So, okay, great. I like that, Gene. We come up with a case and we
Mhm.
go and try it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because we do have a lot of people coming to us with cases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we can kind of say, then you could say, okay, do we need city council? Do we? So,
And Stephanie does come often.
yeah.
That
And I
would-
mean, we could just say to her, where would you start with this problem and how can we help you? And here's a program that we found. Look at it and see if you see something, let them be part of the solution.
I like that idea.
yeah, right. We don't have to say, here's how you do curb cuts, here's how you do this, just find out what the first thing is. And then we accommodate, or we see what we have to change to make that happen. And if we ever have to change anything, then it's just an orientation. And we go, oh, okay, that was easy.
Yeah.
But if it's hard, or if it's not, we make
Well,
the changes, we make the changes.
There may be some particular block that she knows where everybody speeds up. And what could we do on that block? I mean,
Yeah.
the neighbors should get involved, not just the
Yeah.
police, the DPW, I mean, let's make it a neighborhood project that we suggest the next time somebody comes to us with a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have been noticing that in Northampton, they're putting a lot more stop signs in, four-way stops.
Yeah, like swapping out
They put new ones. No, I mean, just like the
Or
places
anywhere.
where there weren't,
where there's not,
there
yeah,
weren't stop signs before.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they've added sort of four-way stops.
yeah. I love me a good four-way stop.
I do too.
Yeah, it makes a difference. Like, so if there was a three or four-way stop along that street, people would hate it, but it would probably help with the scheme.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, we're on to solutions. I like that, Jane, I like that as a next step. So,
And I'm sure somebody in the next few months will come to us with some problem that we can all look at it,
okay, we'll try this.
including the person who has the problem. And talk
Yeah,
about
that's-
it.
Okay. I know we're probably getting late here, so I think we should thank you,
Do we need,
Michael.
do we need a recommendation
I don't think
on
we
this
need a
right
record.
now?
We'll have it as a tool in our toolbox, and next time we have something, we'll give it a shot.
Yeah, we'll
How's that
see,
sound?
we'll see if something
I
comes
think-
up. I like that approach.
Okay,
I think that'll be a lot of fun to
yeah,
pull the
Great.
tool out and say, here.
yeah. Okay, Merit Prize on Federal Street,
Yes, near the hangar.
here's a hangar.
Yes,
Okay.
for handicap parking space
Hmm,
in that area.
okay. Um. Are there curb cuts? With other things, right? I think we will make sure that we can,
There's parking spaces. I think she's just wanting to designate one as handicap,
do,
not add another space.
no, but I think the question is, I think if you're gonna put a handicap space in there, in someplace, it needs to be fully accessible, right? You can't just be like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm like, that one's handicap, oh, sorry, you can't get
Or
out.
you can't go over the curb.
Right.
Right, so I think that someone would have to go and evaluate whether or not there is a reasonable space for that there that has it's close enough to a curb.
Assuming a space can be identified and it meets all the requirements, do we support?
What about in the parking lot behind it? I mean, that parking lot behind the hangar, would that solve the?
That's a very sloped. I'd be very surprised if so
Okay.
you need to be no more than 2% in any direction. So, which is very,
Then we
Hard
need
to find that
expert.
agreement.
yes. So I think that lot is too sloped back there.
Okay, that's fine. That's all I could think of.
I'm wondering if there's a spot on, is that School Street?
Mhm.
If there's a spot that work at the handicap along School Street. Is School Street, no, which one runs perpendicular to Federal?
School Street does, is that how far up you're thinking now? Or you?
Like the hangar, the corner of the hangar,
That's not school.
That's School Street,
that's School Street, okay.
yeah,
Really?
where you turn from Main Street onto School Street when you go
Oh.
through the.
One on the other
School
side of
Street,
the
yeah,
hangar
that's not-
parking lot, where that snows is on and
I'm thinking of,
are you thinking the
Right
street
there.
where Pete's is?
Yeah,
That's
that's
School
School
Street.
Street.
no, the one that's.
You want the one that goes the other way?
Oh.
So
Ames.
Ames, yeah.
Ames
Oh, the
Street.
Ames Street parking lot, of course.
Yeah.
Please.
Ames, so there might be a spot in Ames, so. Right, because that could also work. If there is a handicap spot in Ames.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to, I think if someone asks for one, if there's a spot, like, unless we get to the point where we're like 20% of our parking spaces on this block are handicap spots.
they did do analysis of them.
Yeah.
I forget when that was, and we had more uh than most places.
Mhm.
But isn't that what the DPW does? Isn't that who goes out and sees?
Uh, I don't think so. I
Cause
don't
they
think
have to
DPW
make,
or Eric
they have to
or
make
the
the
planner,
curb.
the planner. We have a new planner, don't we?
Yes,
Um, so yeah, I think we could say that we are not opposed to putting in the, I'm putting this forward, that we are not opposed to putting in parking, handicap parking if there is, in an appropriate location.
Motion to not object to putting in a handicap spot if there's no appropriate location.
That's good. I second that.
Can we get a vote?
I vote yes.
I vote yes.
Okay. I vote yes.
And I'll contact DPW, the planning or whoever, I'll figure out.
Okay.
Who I need to contact since.
Good. The buses entering signage, do we have new stuff on that?
Ooh, do we have new stuff? Yeah.
I have an old email from October. I don't know if it has anything else. I asked her to appear, but that has not happened. So I think that's. I don't think we've gotten any more feedback from her about what exactly they want.
I thought our last conversation about this was that if there was a concrete proposal for signage with wording and placement, then we might consider it.
Right, I don't
Okay.
think we've gotten that. We haven't gotten more feedback.
Okay,
But we want to just continue.
I think, yeah, we'll see, continue those if she responds.
Mhm.
Okay, and then priorities for implementing, I don't think we're gonna work on that tonight. Right,
Uh, Maybe just to confirm which we're looking at there. The 2023. Okay, so taking the parking study and seeing if there's some things that we can continue to develop or implement, like charging more for parking. And more times, more places, more, sorry, I'm just. Um,
Mayors generally don't go along with raising the price on parking.
yeah,
what was it?
the mayors don't generally want to,
Yeah, it's
include parking.
yeah. But that's, I think that was one of the recommendations that came up in there. So maybe we do some homework and look back at what's in the parking study, what are the recommendations and.
Yeah.
Um,
We had a list we were working on,
Oh, okay.
and we got a bunch of them done.
If we, yeah,
So we were just gonna continue trying to work through that list,
okay.
so. I think it's good. But I don't think we want to do that tonight, right? Because it's 7:15.
Unless you have the list just to share handy.
Do we have the list? That was something that
I don't have it.
Christian had,
I am not in possession of that.
okay.
Amy might have it.
Amy might have it, that's true. Do you mind reaching out to Amy?
What's the list called?
There's a list of parking recommendations from the 2023 parking study. So we'd gone through a bunch of them and said no to a number of them, said yes to a number of them, and got a number of them implemented. Right, I guess, is there anything anybody wants on the next agenda? Gene, you had something that came up in discussion. I said, oh, that'd make a good agenda item.
Nothing I want to discuss about raising the rates. Educating people on how to pay for parking in the garage.
Yeah, I
That'd
mean,
probably be a good thing to talk about. Yeah, because do we feel like people aren't paying in the garage? I presume we have, did we hire a new, in the paper I said, so we hired a new,
Yes.
okay,
So now I have 2 part-timers.
okay, so hopefully they are doing the garage as well.
yes, I've seen it there.
So if people don't know how to pay, then
I think there's the question of if like maybe I don't know where we're at now. I sometimes hear that in the garage now, I believe it's basically app only, right? Is there no kiosk?
Good question.
that only,
It's app only, yeah.
according to what I just saw on the website.
Yeah, that sounds.
We were talking about
Right, yeah.
getting a kiosk. So there's the whole thing about getting new kiosks that are pay by plate.
And right, aren't we in the middle of this sort of RFP for kiosks and
Is that true?
I
That we were,
thought
there
that
was,
was a thing that
there
came
was
up.
a thing,
yeah, but I don't know if anyone responded to that proposal or if we're looking at changing, so
yeah.
some of this is like all tied to bigger stuff.
Yeah, Amy's, I think that's what was going on, is that they did an RFP because we went through those requirements for that.
Mhm.
So do you mind asking Amy about that too?
Sure about.
RFP for new parking kiosks?
We just want an update on the status.
Yeah. Because that changes that, right? If we know they're coming,
Right.
Mhm.
then we can say, okay, they're coming.
Yeah. Any other, so future business, develop priorities and continued implementation of the 2023 parking study. And we have some follow-up for brainstorming, making using the garage easier, but what's going on with the RFP for parking kiosks?
The other thing that's been bothering me for a while is I haven't looked recently, but the exit from the garage. We used to have a flashing warning sign and voice thing. There was a concern that people would get hit.
It's hard to see there.
And so, and then once we removed the old way of doing things, I believe that warning system
Gone.
is gone. So my proposed solution was to put in a barrier so that pedestrians have to go walk across further out. Right, so because currently pedestrians can come across right at
Mhm.
where people come
Yeah.
out. If you do that, essentially a sidewalk width
Mhm.
of a barrier so people can't go into that before they would be able to be seen, would make a difference, in my opinion. So maybe we can put that on, I drew something up for that a while back, and we can talk about that. Well, yeah. In fact, it could be a really good, quick build, say.
Could be, it sounds like one, yeah. You're the best. Yeah, there's nowhere to get like a good mirror going on there, like a nice
Yeah.
mirror. or
I think if you could just keep people that, that distance away, that 6 feet makes a difference about,
Yeah.
for people, not like they're gonna be going that fast, right?
But it's
Hopefully.
just, it's like, there's a very blind corner.
There's a very blind corner,
Yeah. Just poke some holes in that.
We also
Are
need
these brick structures? Is it brick?
to
Just not-
discuss getting new members.
Yes, we need to discuss that.
Yeah. Anyone got any friends? Yeah. right.
Who want to be on this?
I'm not sure what the process is for that.
Yeah. I think we recommend people to the mayor, and the mayor, how did you get on?
Someone suggested it to me, but anyone can, I believe anyone can send a letter to the mayor saying that if there's a vacancy for any commission, you can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
No.
I wrote enough annoying letters to city council or something, and someone was like,
Why are you going?
you go.
Why don't we ask the new class that they're teaching, I think 15 people about the Greenfield?
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Why don't we ask ask Aaron to ask there if anyone would like to become a member of the parking commission?
Okay. Great.
What's this
I-
class?
I-
Why am I not invited to learn about Greenfield?
I asked Barb, I know Barb Zackley is on it because she was telling me about it. She's not interested. I asked her.
What's the name of the class or?
It's
I
on,
read something
Don't
about
know
it, but I really didn't pay attention. It's like, I know enough.
yeah.
You can just ask Aaron to ask people if they would like to be on it. Because I don't think there are any rules about what you have to know, are there?
I think you have to be a resident of Greenfield
Yeah,
and approved by the city council.
Yeah,
So they might have some list that you have to be qualified for. But yes, we are at if one of us can't come, it's a problem right now.
yeah.
Okay,
Honestly, we just need to recruit people.
yeah.
yeah.
I was just thinking of someone.
Yeah, anywhere, I did it once when we opened this up, but I think I should just follow up. If anyone volunteers anywhere, or has any other hobbies outside the people that live in the area, asking like people who are in that network to just sort of say, hey, so, sometimes who knows, we'll see. If be nice to catch someone or two.
Maybe we can put it on like social media or something, and put it on the Greenfield
That's
Facebook
actually-
page. or
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can have Jonathan do that.
That sounds good.
All right. Anything else for today? Otherwise, I will send out the old minutes and I will send out these minutes. The next meeting, we can approve all of the minutes. Tentative date for next meeting. Sorry, Gina, I lost you.
date the next meeting.
You're breaking up. Can you try one more time?
A day for the next meeting.
Oh. Right.
It should be February 24th. It's the last Tuesday.
I feel like there was some problem there.
Feel like there's a problem.
I don't know. I felt like I saw something February 24th. That should work.
February 24th.
Yep.
Okay. Good.
Ash, you're gonna close this out officially?
I'm gonna officially close this out. All in favor of adjourning the meeting?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Jane.
Bye, Gene.